Welcome back to Eden Pathways. Today's story is one filled with love, rivalry, and the struggles of family. In Genesis 29 and 30, we see Jacob's deep love for Rachel, the unexpected marriage to Leah, and the years of labor that followed. This story reveals how God works even through complicated relationships and imperfect choices to fulfill His promises.
Love and labor. Jacob, having journeyed far from his home, arrived in the land of the eastern peoples. Weary but hopeful, he saw a well in a field where shepherds gathered their flocks. There, a young woman approached with her father's sheep, her presence immediately capturing his heart. It was Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother Rebekah's brother. Jacob rolled the heavy stone from the well's mouth and watered Rachel's flock. He then told her he was her cousin, Rebekah's son. Rachel, delighted, ran to tell her father Laban. Laban welcomed Jacob warmly, and Jacob stayed with them, soon proving himself a diligent worker. After a month, Laban asked Jacob, "Just because you are my relative, should you work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Jacob, deeply in love with Rachel, replied, "I will work for you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban agreed, seeing Jacob's devotion. The 7 years flew by like a few days to Jacob, so great was his love for Rachel. When the time was complete, Jacob approached Laban, eager to claim his bride. A wedding feast was prepared, and the celebration began. But when morning came, Jacob discovered a cruel deception. It was not Rachel who lay beside him, but Leah, Laban's older daughter. Jacob was furious. "What is this you have done to me?" he demanded of Laban. "Didn't I work for you for Rachel? Why have you deceived me?" Laban replied, "It is not our custom here to give the younger daughter in marriage before the older one. Finish this week with Leah, and then we will give you Rachel too, provided you serve me another 7 years. Jacob, still yearning for Rachel, agreed to this difficult condition. So Jacob married Rachel too, and his love for her remained strong, even as he continued to serve Laban for 7 more long years. Leah, however, felt unloved and overlooked. God saw her distress and blessed her with children, while Rachel remained barren. Leah bore Jacob 4 sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. With each child, she hoped for Jacob's love, saying, "Now my husband will love me." But Jacob's heart still belonged to Rachel, who grieved deeply over her inability to have children. In her desperation, Rachel gave Jacob her servant Bilhah to bear children for her, and Bilhah bore Dan and Naphtali. Seeing this, Leah also gave Jacob her servant Zilpah, who bore Gad and Asher. The competition for Jacob's affection and the desire for children filled the household with tension. Eventually, God remembered Rachel and opened her womb. She conceived and bore a son, whom she named Joseph, saying, "May the Lord add to me another son." Through all the trials, deceptions, and heartaches, Jacob's family grew, teaching them about patience, the consequences of choices, and God's enduring plan even amidst human flaws.
Galatians 6 verse 7 says, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, that he shall also reap." Jacob lived a deceptive life, but he did not enjoy it when his uncle Laban deceived him into marrying Leah instead of Rachel, whom he had worked for. This teaches us that lies and deceit may give us what we want, but will surely catch up with us along the way. What seed are you sowing? Be careful if you do not want to reap the same in return. Keep sowing good seeds, and in due season you will reap a bountiful harvest of them. The story of Jacob, Rachel, and Leah teaches us that while human love can be complicated, God's love remains constant and sovereign. He can use even our struggles, heartbreaks, and rivalries to bring forth His plans. As we reflect, let's remember that true fulfillment comes not from human approval but from resting in God's purpose for our lives. See you in the next episode of Eden Pathways. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.